Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Ishan Isaac with Ishan on air, and we are live with multiple social media programs, including Instagram Live and as well as Facebook Live and YouTube Live. A lot needs to be covered today. However, first of all, I would like to wish everyone a very happy, prosperous, and this new year with full of joy and happiness. And if you have not subscribed my YouTube channel, please do. And those who have subscribed, thanks to you. And many people subscribed last week as well, so that's great. And now we're in the new year. So the new year started with a lot of interesting news, especially with this meeting with Zelensky. President Trump met, and Zelensky is asking for 50 years security guarantee for Ukraine. So let's see how that would shape up. And President Trump, I quote, he said, "We would like to consider the possibility of 30, 40, 50 years, and then it will be a historic decision by Trump." Well, that's what Zelensky said. And Mr. Trump, President Trump is definitely not committing to that, but let's see what happens in the next few weeks and months. Reuters has reported peace hopes dented as Russia says Ukraine tried to attack Putin residence. That was another interesting development because one of the generals was attacked in Moscow and he was killed, and that intensified some attacks and this fighting. And now with this latest development, Russia accused Ukraine on Monday of trying to attack President Vladimir Putin's residence in northern Russia, although it provided no evidence to back up an assertion that Kyiv, capital of Ukraine, dismissed as baseless and designed to undermine peace negotiations. So angry exchanges are going on. And then last week, President Trump met with Zelensky, as I mentioned, in Florida, and said they were, quote, getting a lot closer, maybe very close, unquote, to an agreement to end the war, although, quote, thorny, unquote, territorial issues remained. The Coalition of the Willing group will meet in early January to discuss its support for Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron said in a post on X on Monday. So this is another aspect because Putin has continued to press his maximalist demands, including for Ukraine to cede territories in the country's east that Moscow's troops have failed to capture in Europe's deadliest conflict since World War II. So people who are in Europe, they know that Putin and Russia, they will not stop at Ukraine, and history may repeat itself. So that's why even those who may not want to see any involvement or negotiations that the U.S. May need to be involved with, unfortunately, that's where in terms of NATO and then the Article 5 of NATO, where an attack on one country means an attack on all countries in NATO. And that is, in my opinion, one of the reasons Ukraine has not been granted NATO's membership. Otherwise, President Zelensky was adamant. And if that were to happen, that means are we at war as well with Russia? So that's why it's important to recognize these things with objective reasoning and with facts, and then we can always have our own opinions. The Hill has reported clock ticking on government funding deadline as House battles other issues. So this is where the House legislative calendar, as well as with regards to finalizing government funding before the January 30th deadline. So that's coming up pretty soon. And then the Republicans are facing mounting pressure as Affordable Care Act, ACA, or also known as, in layman terms, as Obamacare. Subsidies are set to expire at the end of the month. 4 GOP lawmakers broke ranks to join Democrats in advancing a discharge petition to bring a 3-year subsidy extension bill to the floor in January over the objections of leadership. So the House Speaker is against it. However, President Trump is showing some flexibility, and then some Republicans are also worried about their prospects of getting reelected. So that's why we will continue to see this debate to intensify and heat up in the next coming weeks and months. Trump to meet Netanyahu to hash out their different Middle East visions. So the officials in Tel Aviv are certainly not happy with the 20 point agreement. And in fact, that 20-point agreement is with Russia and Ukraine. I also got confused. So much going on. However, this is where the peace plan or the ceasefire plan, and then with regards to this Middle East peace, is definitely challenging at this point. Trump ends effort to bring a National Guard to Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland. So that's good news, Washington Post has reported. However, the audacious Maduro raid relied on months of preparation, surprise strike. So the Washington Post has reported that. So the U.S. prosecutors have alleged this, that he was the leader of the cartel of the Suns and running that, and the administration framed the operations as a U.S. law enforcement mission with the military in support. Justice Department officials were part of the mission to arrest Maduro and his wife, U.S. officials said. Quote, they were literally Department of Justice personnel on site to read him his rights and take him into custody, unquote, said one senior administration official. And then congressional committees were notified of this operation after the fact, a congressional aide familiar with the situation said. And the administration cited Trump's power as commander-in-chief, under Article 2 of the Constitution and the threat it said Maduro's government posed to the United States, the aide said. So this is going to be debated, and people are already debating this. And one senior administration official also said, quote, I quote, from the time the first booms went off to the time someone was kicking down their door was 3 minutes, unquote. So imagine the precision and the planning and the execution by the U.S. Armed Forces. And then we saw some videos, which is also heartbreaking in terms of how many people may have lost their lives or got injured. But the president, or I would say ex-president of Venezuela, but Venezuelans or their opposition, they're still claiming Maduro as the president of Venezuela. He is in custody, and then his wife is also in U.S. custody. Maduro also led Venezuela since 2013, faces charges including narco-terrorism, cocaine trafficking conspiracies, and weapons offenses, stemming from a long-running federal case in New York. So these are some of the background and the historical context to it. Before the commandos launched, there was, quote, months of work by our intelligence teammates to find Maduro and understand how he moved, where he lived, where he traveled, where he ate, what he wore, what were his pets, unquote, Kane said. So the CIA had a source within the Venezuelan government who provided information on Maduro's movement and locations, a person familiar with the matter said. So this is all being reported. And then CNBC has reported that Trump says U.S. oil companies will invest billions of dollars in Venezuela after Maduro's overthrow. Maduro and his wife, as I already mentioned, has been arrested and in U.S. custody, and on the South American nations overnight this large-scale attack, and then they have been indicted on drug trafficking charges in the Southern District of New York. Chevron said in a statement that it, quote, remains focused on the safety and well-being of our employees as well as the integrity of our assets. Quote, we continue to operate in full compliance with all relevant laws and regulations, unquote, the oil major said. CNBC has reached out to ExxonMobil for further comment. Trump said the U.S. will, quote, run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition, unquote. The president said the U.S. will temporarily run Venezuela, quote, with a group, unquote, without providing details. So a lot of information and news is emerging, and then we continue to operate, quote, in full compliance with all relevant laws and regulations. As I mentioned, Texas obviously is the oil hub, and then Houston is the capital of the oil and gas industry. Many major oil and gas companies, their headquarters are based right in Houston, Texas. So let's see how the markets will respond. But Lepo said Venezuela's oil exports could, they're saying that could make a complete halt, will not make a complete halt, since it is unclear who is in charge in the capital city of Caracas, with buyers likely unsure to whom they should send money. Chevron will likely continuing exporting, mitigating any supply impact, Lepo said. Quote, I do wonder about the security or lack thereof situation on the ground and how it could impact oil production facilities, infrastructure, and exports, unquote, the analyst said in a Saturday note to clients. So this is a developing news, and we'll keep an eye on it. And with regards to the global benchmark with the oil prices, the Brent fell 19% last year, while U.S. crude oil lost nearly 20%. The market has been under pressure as OPEC Plus ramped up production after years of output cuts. The U.S. has also produced at record levels. Now, this is an interesting chart. CNN Business has reported this, and percentage of Venezuela's crude oil exports that went to each country in 2023. So the biggest importer is over 60% is China, and then the exports that went, so obviously to China, the United States as well, and then Spain, Cuba. And then in terms of the leading countries by crude oil reserves, 2023 billions of barrels, that's Venezuela on top, 303 billion barrels. Saudi Arabia is number two at 267, and then Iran, and then Iraq, UAE, Kuwait, Russia, Libya, United States is there, Nigeria, Kazakhstan, China, Qatar, Qatar in Arabic, and then Brazil and Algeria. Average daily crude oil production in millions of barrels per day. So it dipped because of US sanctions since 2020, but then there's a lot of potential, and that's what has been reported in this news article by CNN Business. The kind of oil Venezuela is sitting on, heavy, sour crude, requires special equipment and a high level of technical prowess to produce. International oil companies have the capability to extract and refine it, but they've been restricted from doing business in the country. That's where Saudi Arabia is different, because they are literally floating on oil, because it's just right there. You don't have to drill too much into the ground. That's what the oil experts say, and that's why Saudi Arabia, they just pump oil very easily, and then they refine it. Many refineries out there. So we'll see how this news shape up. And then one person has also reported that, quote, Venezuela can be a huge deal, but not for 5 to 10 years, unquote, McNally said. So some analysts and some, this person from Rapedian Energy Group, they have also have done some research analysis. So the potential is there, but this is definitely a major development, and hopefully we can see some reduction in oil prices, maybe especially here in the US, maybe less than $1. Some people may be laughing at me, and some people will be like, yes, we should have $1 per gallon oil prices now. So we'll see. But jokes aside, I would like to thank all of our key advertisers, starting with our Affordable Insurance of Texas. You can certainly see their information on the screen, and you can call them directly, 713-785-4000. Very easy to remember, 713-785-4000. Their number is on the screen, those who are connected with me through social media, and then some of these videos also go viral, or you share them. AITinsurance.com, there's their web address. So if you're looking for auto insurance, commercial insurance, business insurance, health insurance, commercial insurance, homeowners insurance, call them, and especially for auto insurance, AITinsurance.com, or call their offices. They have many offices in Houston, Greater Houston, and in Texas. AITinsurance.com, or call 713-785-4000 for a quote. Also, Group Saudi Palace, they are one of the key advertisers of Zishan On Air. And if you are a groom, or you are a bride or bride-to-be, or you're planning for your wedding and your special day, contact them or visit them. And you can certainly see huge collection, thousands of square footage under one stop shop, one under one roof. You'll see a lot of collection for boys, girls, men, women, children, adults, for all ages, and they have shipments coming in from all the countries, from Pakistan, India, and then you can certainly ask them to ship it to your home anywhere in the US. For that, you have to call them, and that number is 832 267 0065. 832 267 0065, or visit online groupsari.com, but call to make the order so they can ship it to you. Also, I would like to mention Prince Jewelers Houston. Their phone number is 281-777-1457. They are located at 5901 Hillcroft Street, Suite C3 in Hillcroft Shopping Plaza. They've been in business for decades. 281-777-1457 for all gold jewelry. If you want to sell it to them. Buy new gold jewelry, new designs, heavy sets, light sets, chains, earrings, rings, you name it, they got it. And that's where Prince Jewelers, for all kinds of occasions, for your daily wear or for special occasions or for weddings and any kind of milestone that you're celebrating in your life, maybe anniversaries, what have you, or you want to give a beautiful jewelry gift to your loved ones. Visit Prince Jewelers Houston. And also, I would like to mention about our key advertiser, and that's Mike from Demasis. And his number is being displayed on the screen. And if you have not thought about it, I would certainly say that please call him if you are somebody who is a chef, and not just an ordinary chef, but a chef who knows how to make biryani. So he's looking for a chef. Call him at 832-605-0600. That's Mike. Chef is needed if you know how to make biryani. So if you're Pakistan, India, and you know how to make some other items as well, like korma and some other special items, especially biryani or even Hyderabadi biryani, call Mike, 832-605-0600. Mike is the owner of Demasis Restaurant, Demasis Mediterranean Buffet. They have many locations all over Houston, even in Texas, even in California, and they have a lot of locations. But he is looking for this chef at the Sugarland location. But don't go to Sugarland location, just call this number. That's how the process is. So please don't show up at any of their locations, including Sugarland. But he's looking for a chef for Sugarland location for especially biryani. So call 832-605-0600 if you know what it takes to be that chef who can make this biryani. And if that's you, then call Mike, 832-605-0600. With that, I would like to sign off. We'll continue with the social media program next Sunday at 6. And if you've not subscribed my YouTube channel, you've not connected with me on Facebook, please do, and then also on Instagram. With that, signing off, and we'll continue with the Legacy Media. Thank you, and again, Happy New Year to all of you.